I'm doing a video on YouTube talking about Facebook here, on Facebook Messenger, and fundamentals of Facebook, basically, on this video. Okay, on Facebook, you can download it on your phone or any place going. Once you downloaded your Facebook, you download the Messenger. While Facebook Messenger works as a deposited. The Facebook, site is a negative. But you see, if you block somebody on Facebook, for example, and you don't have them blocked on Messenger, what Messenger does, it pings the site. It looks for a Facebook site, you know. What happens is it looks for a Facebook page attached to the Messenger. If it can't find a Facebook page, it will not allow you to send a message to that individual on the other end. So therefore, Messenger will not work at that point. But if a person blocks their Facebook page and Messenger page both, you know what? Then that person can send them a message to their Facebook page. Basically, so that's how that works. If you're wondering, there. So I'm just explaining this how it works here. So that's how it works, and I don't know if you know how it works. I know how you know how a lot of people don't know this, so I'm trying to explain it on YouTube in many ways. So what it is when you do a messenger on Facebook, it looks for a person's Facebook page, individual page that person is coming from. Once it finds that individual page, well, then it comes back and then you can type in the message and send that person on Messenger. But if that person has you blocked on their Facebook, not on Messenger, you go under Messenger and want to send the person the message, what happens is because the Facebook page blocked, it can't find that Facebook page, because it can't find that person's Facebook page, ping it, hey, there's a legitimate page. And what happens is, come back and say, no, you can't send a message. Come back, no, you can't send it. Now, you know, somebody, and that what happens there too. So if you block somebody on Facebook, for example, you have to block them from Facebook and Messenger both. That's the only way Messenger can work with that individual. You have to unblock both, or the message will not work. And that's how it happens. I'm trying to explain there. So, A, if you use Facebook, remember the common things. Be careful who you let on your Facebook page. Be careful about people. Look at your friends out there. There are a lot of groups that you can pick up as friends. I picked a few of them up on Facebook myself. I admit to that. A few of them are already blocked on Facebook now because of that. And trust me, if you block somebody on just on Facebook but not Messenger, they can't message you on Facebook either. So it's like it works neither how I look at it. Because the Messenger is a positive, the Facebook is a negative. You look at what happens if you were put two positive together. Can you guess? I can tell you. The two will try to put two parts together. Two will spell each other back. Two type of negative. I can see I'm gonna go with my camera here. Type of boom. It repels. Same thing on Facebook Messenger. If you don't unblock the person, it repels that individual from leaving a message. Because it actually literally just shows that individual unable to leave a message. That's how the messenger works on Facebook, if you're wondering. Now, I learned this over many, many, many years. I used to work at Northern Telecom. We never really used Messenger in the 80s, but we used to know a bit about software because some of the time we built the line printers back then for IBM, for the IBM big real computer, humongous. Those are big humongous ones. And also used to build printers for, know what else? They used to build printers for other things as well. Used to build, I read software, or some of Iridium North Stars were using a DOS-based software. Now Iridium North Star built used the DOS software. Some of the hotel room phones use DOS. There's still some of the old systems like that around that will use the Iridium voicemail. Uses the Iridium voicemail. It uses, you know what Iridium voicemail use? You want to know? Do you really want to know? Iridium voicemail uses the old version of DOS. The newer phones out today, like the NEC phones that Telus got out there, they are wonderful phones, great. But you know what? They use those versions use the DOS messenger, DOS like uh, called a DOS drive program in there. It is a DOS flash program. That what it is, it allows the phone to operate. It allows it to operate, and know what else it does? It also allows it to run like you normally run. But problem there with DOS based phones is this. You know what trouble to a DOS phone can be? Of many things. You know what that is? One, a DOS phone can cause problems. The old DOS we used for 386 DOS. That's a firmware version. A lot of the Vista 390 still use the DOS. Some of the residential phones no top out today still use the DOS versions that were used. For example, now I'm going to say the firmware new NEC uses the old NEC phones use the DOS firmware. The newer versions out today, they don't use DOS. They use a firmware called SYNCAT, and it Chinese software called SYNCAT, and it is a firmware version using a newer version of NEC phones, and not using any Iridium North Star phones. Still not used in any 390s being made there, only used in that. It's called SYNCAT. But it's using a newer version of a 390 phone as well. 397s I call them. Called SYNCAT. Anyways, time to say blog over. Enough explaining about Messenger and different software used in different phones. Anyway, like even the payphone, the Bell, they use the firmware version called. They use the DOS firmware version, those too. Anyway, blog over.